So I started real estate in 2019, but I was in debt. I remember crying because I went to Walmart to buy food. I had a mini fridge and I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor on my house that I bought with a VA loan while I was in the military. Right?
Okay.
Not because I had money, it was because it
Right,
was
right.
basically for free. And my car declined. It was like $38. So I'm like, wow, like I don't even have enough money to eat.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah, and I received the letters on the mail saying like, we're gonna foreclose on your home or whatever, things like
Mm,
that.
okay.
So yeah, it was bad. It was pretty bad. I survived 2019 and 2020 with credit cards.
How did this all start? Where were you newly licensed? What made you want to start making YouTube videos?
Well, I got out of the military. That's how I ended up here, right? Then I
Okay.
started real estate. I knew I wanted to do real estate as a wholesaler first. So I got into real estate because I had a wholesaling coach who told me you should get connect with an agent and tell them to give you access to the MLS. So I connected with an agent. I asked her for access to the MLS. She said no, so I decided to become an agent. After
Okay.
that, I started cold calling. I follow a YouTube guy I follow another YouTube guy who always preach about cold calling, so I started doing that a lot.
Okay.
English is not my first language, so I got insulted a lot too. People obviously trust you a lot less. And I was super nervous anyway, so I hated that. Started door knocking, same thing. Got into a few, not like incidents. No one did anything bad to me, but I had a few bad experiences with door knocking too. So I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna stay in business, I obviously have to figure out something that I enjoy doing, that I can get better at, and things like that. And I cold call and door knock pretty much 2019, only sold 4 houses. So I
Mhm.
started doing YouTube. Now, what brought me to YouTube was that I felt video was the only thing that I would see myself doing because I actually enjoy making videos. I used to have a YouTube channel when I was in high school,
What did you talk
recording.
about then? Was it a
No, it was
gaming
just
channel?
recording the high school fights, like people fighting.
Oh, okay.
I just post the fights on high school,
Okay.
and then we just use we used to like me and my friends used to go boxing and we would record ourselves and just post it on YouTube, things like that. Then
Okay.
I had another friend in high school. He thought he was a rapper and he wanted me to like upload his songs on YouTube. So I did that. And so I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I mean, I maybe I could do YouTube. Who knows? I mean, I know how to post something on YouTube. I didn't know anything else but just how to post it. That's all I knew about YouTube.
Okay.
Just post it.
Sure.
That's all I knew.
You mentioned like Pooler and some other communities
Yeah, yeah.
on your channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
thank you.
much.
All righty. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye
Like you can't even make that up, right? That's so awesome. I
bye.
love that so much.
Yeah. It was a YouTube lead. There you go.
Of course it
Yeah.
was.
So yeah, I went and I started making a video, went on YouTube how to edit, how to put music as background. And I'm like, oh, that's okay. Took me a few hours to learn that. How to do the text and so I took like my own editing lessons on YouTube for free, and that's it. I just posted my first three, four, I think it was like 5 videos by the time I bought your book.
Okay.
I only had 5 videos on my YouTube channel when I went on Amazon and I said there has to be something for real estate agents
Oh,
about YouTube.
awesome.
So I'm like, I went on Amazon and then I found you. I'm like, oh, perfect. There you go. YouTube for real estate agents.
And then you read it and you're like, holy crap, she lives in my town.
That was so frustrating. You have no idea how I started. I was so pumped when I bought your book. I was so pumped because I'm like, okay, this is pretty much for me. Like this is a book about what I wanted to do.
Right.
Then I started reading your story. I'm like, oh, awesome. She's having success with it. And then you mentioned something about Savannah, and I didn't pay much attention to it. And then I think you shared some screenshots on the channel of people emailing you about moving to Savannah, Georgia. I'm like, there's no way this lady is in Savannah, Georgia. So, and then part of the advice you gave on the book is to scope your competition. So I went on your channel. Then I saw you all confident and stuff. I'm like, yeah, there's no way I'm not gonna make it with this lady. There's no way, you know.
Little did you know, though, like
Yeah.
you have to make 100 really terrible, maybe not 100. There were probably 20 or 30 really, truly terrible videos on the channel before you start gaining any sort of confidence whatsoever, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I started watching your videos. Now the only thing that gave me confidence after I got frustrated because you were in Savannah was when you mentioned something about SEO, like
Yeah.
the everywhere keywords everywhere.
Yes.
That is the only thing that gave me some hope because I actually realized when I downloaded it and I started searching moving to Savannah and things like that, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people that search that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that search that. Then I did the math. I'm like, okay, so if this is how many people search it a month, let's say, for example, if it's 1,000 people a month, and then that's 12 months a year, that's 12,000 people. I'm like, there's no way I cannot at least convince 10 people to call me out of 12,000.
Exactly. Because I get this a lot. Like I was with the Keller Williams office and they would have me come in and teach about YouTube and everybody would say, well, I can't do it. Like you're the YouTube person in Savannah. There's no room for me. And it's like, do you honestly think that I could have 100% market share of
There's no way.
every
Yeah.
single person doing a Google search? No, of course not.
Yeah.
So I'm so
That is
glad that
that.
you were brave enough to try it in spite of
Yeah.
like, really? I'm reading this book and she lives like in my backyard.
Yeah. 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 No, that was horrible. No, and I even thought actually, by the way, I even thought of calling you to see if I could like be part of your team or something.
Yeah,
But then I thought about the military because I'm like, well, I don't really like I want to do it myself. I'm like, no, I don't want to be part of a team. I'll do it myself. So
gotcha.
I had to stop stalking your channel because I'm like, okay, if I want to upload videos, I gotta mind my own business and figure it out myself. So and I started doing videos after that until the moment I saw an email, hey, we've been watching your YouTube videos. That was it. I'm like, okay, I'm doing it. And I
Amazing.
kept posting,
So how
definitely.
long did it take from the time that you actually started getting serious about posting these videos? Do you remember how long it was before you got that first
It was like
person?
the first phone call, well, like the first 2 to 3 phone calls were just about rentals.
Okay.
And it was like, oh yeah, we saw some of your YouTube videos and we're looking for a rental, things like that. So that was like 3 months later.
Okay.
So that's not too bad.
No, that's
So
not bad at
like
all.
a month, I think it was like 4 months. That was like the first time someone called me saying, hey, we thinking of buying a house
Okay.
and we enjoy your YouTube channels and things like that. So yeah. And then after that, so I went from selling 4 houses
Hmm.
to like 6 houses on the second year, still like cold calling, door knocking, being miserable every day, by the way, super miserable. And then when I started doing the YouTube and I got momentum, I went from selling the 7 houses to like 12 and then to like 20, then 32. So I had 44 clients last year total, but obviously not everyone closed. Some deals fall apart last minute
Sure.
and things like that. Some other ones, I got like a few referrals, but then 32 that I closed was from YouTube. I don't do anything else. Well, I last year I didn't do anything else but just YouTube. You know.
Amazing. I love the story so much. I love everything
Yeah.
about it. I'm so happy for all of your success. And the whole reason that we got connected was because I posted something on Facebook and you commented and you're like, I did 32 deals last year because I read your book and started making YouTube videos. And so I was like, what? You've got to tell me your
Yeah.
story. I want to hear it. So I didn't even
Yeah.
know that you lived in Savannah and still I was till I was looking at your channel
Yeah.
before this call. So tell me now, because I watched a couple of those early videos and then I watched your most recent video, and holy
Yeah.
cow, night and day difference.
Oh
So,
yeah.
what was your biggest struggle at the beginning? Like when we first start doing this, we're terrible. We're all terrible. Nobody's good. And there's a lot of challenges. What was your biggest obstacle?
My biggest challenge was talking myself out of the who cares mentality. Like, oh, I got this video idea and I get so pumped about it for 10 minutes. And then I start thinking, well, that no one's gonna watch that. Who cares about it? Like, oh, how are you gonna make the video? Because I will think about the idea and then I don't like I it was so hard for me to make someone watch for 5, 10 minutes because I only have one point or two that came to my mind.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, am I gonna make a 2 minute video? Like that don't make any sense. Like, what are you gonna talk about the video? And then I will get frustrated. So I would have to start thinking, okay, would you make the video? And I still do this to this day because sometimes I don't feel like filming videos. Would you do it for $7,000? Yes or no? That's me talking to myself because I was calculating like the average commission of whatever price
Right.
point, you know. So I'm like, you're telling me that if someone tells you, hey, we're gonna give you $7,000 if you post this video on YouTube, you will say no to that. I'm like, no, obviously I will do it. So I'm like, just go ahead and post it. So I will make the video. And a lot of people, by the way, I got some feedback from people who call me telling me, you're so confident and you know so much. Everything that you saw on those videos from 2022, 2023,
Hmm.
all of that information, I learned it 3 minutes before recording it.
I love it. So where do you do your research? Are you just pulling stats from the MLS?
Yeah, stats from the MLS. I try to talk about the HOAs, proximity. Like if I'm gonna do neighborhood tours, 10 neighborhoods in Savannah that you must see. Okay. All of that information from each neighborhood, if you ask me those questions tomorrow, I'm not gonna remember half of it
Sure.
anyways. So I would do my research. I'm like, okay, let me just do the I'm gonna record the section of this community, and then I will put it on paper. Okay, the HOA is this amount, is 10 minutes away from downtown. The price range is from this to this, and then okay, camera, record it. I didn't like it, record it again. Didn't like it, record it again. Okay, I like that one, and I'll just put that on my, my editing software. So then people watch it and they think, "Oh my God, you're so knowledgeable." I'm like, "Not really, man. I That took me like 7 hours to put those 10 minutes together." You know? Yeah.
So are
But I
you
mean,
doing
the thing is, if the information is helpful, that's all you need to care about. Is it helpful for the people who don't know anything about this area? Yes, then just post it.
Yes. And they don't care if you've got it all memorized and committed to memory. If you're like, oh man, I made that video 3 years ago, I don't remember. And the HOAs have probably gone up since then.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let me find out, oh, it's actually this much now. Like nobody's going to say, really? You didn't have it memorized since
yeah,
2019? I'm sorry, that's a deal breaker.
yeah, yeah. Now, another thing that you mentioned on the book that I remember, you mentioned something about the way you dress. Like if you don't wear a suit normally, then don't be trying to wear a suit on a video and trying to pretend to
Yes.
be someone that you're not. That was actually super helpful because I used to struggle with that, talking myself out of, well, you don't look professional, etc. I have never once had a comment about someone telling me, you know what, we were about to call you, but since you were wearing a t-shirt, we didn't want to call you,
Exactly.
right? Like no one is gonna say that.
Right.
And if they cared about it, then whatever, they're not your clients anyway. So
100%. Oh, I feel so strongly about that because I have seen people get all dressed up in their videos, but then when you see them at a real estate conference, they're wearing like a Hawaiian shirt and cargo shorts. And I'm like, why don't you wear this on camera? Because
hmm
this is you. And if you show up dressed like this, you don't want them to be disappointed because they thought they were getting, Mr. $1 million listing and you show up
hmm
looking like you're going surfing after the appointment. I
yeah,
think that it's really important to just be who you are because I'm sure you're going to talk all about this, but when you are yourself on camera, people who call, and you were on a phone call when we jumped on the Zoom call, and I heard the whole conversation. She was fawning all over you. She loved you. She
hmm
clearly called you because she likes your personality.
yes,
So
yes,
you
definitely,
attract people who like the personality. They don't call you in spite of it, they call you because of it.
yeah. Look, I've had people that have met me in person at new construction sites, and they're with their agent. They're with their agent, and they say, "Bruno, are you the guys from YouTube? Oh yeah, we watched some of your YouTube." And you know what though? I've noticed every single person because that happened like 4 times in the last 2 years or so. I'm like, damn, why didn't they call me? And
Right.
all of them have been elderly people, like
Oh,
maybe like above 60 or so.
okay.
And then I look at my demographics on YouTube, and the majority of the people that watch me are from like 24 to 45. So it
Okay.
seems like the people that, yes, they have watched some of my YouTube videos, maybe they don't connect with me that much or they don't click too much with me. I guess the elderly people, uh, which
And it's not it,
anyone who wants to do YouTube that want to have that niche, maybe they have a way better experience connecting with that, that demographic.
100%. So on
Yeah.
my channel, almost everybody who watches my channel is 45 and older. I really feel that like you attract people like you. So if you're
Hmm.
younger, the majority of your viewers are going to be your age. The older people might still like you, but they
Hmm.
might just feel like, oh, I want someone with a little more experience. So they're going to pick an older agent because
Yeah.
that's who they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just
Yeah.
shows you that there's room for everybody on this
Yeah.
platform, even
Yeah.
if we're all in the same city and we're all making videos together. That's so cool. I
Yeah,
love it.
it is.
So
It
how many
is.
videos, how often are you posting?
Well, here's the something that I want to make very clear because people tell you post twice a week for however long. I've tried to do that, but in my mind, if I'm trying to make videos that I really want to make, and if I don't feel that they're good enough to at least be, I don't know, more than 5 minutes of good information, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna post them. So yeah,
Okay.
I've already have parts of the year where I don't post for 3 weeks.
Okay.
It had happened a few times already. I mean, not this year. I've been a lot more consistent, but at least 2022, 2023, I would post a lot of videos for a while. Then I will be caught up doing whatever and then not post for 2 weeks. So I never took that as a, people they beat themselves down saying, like, oh my God, if I break the cadence, I'm never going to make any money.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's more important that you post as often as you can than make it a contract to say, okay, I need to post 2 times a week. If not, I will never get any business.
Right.
So yeah, I post at least this year. I've been posting every week. Now I'm doing a lot of YouTube shorts too, which I know a lot of people say not to do that. I've had people on my Facebook who are YouTube strategists telling me don't post any YouTube shorts because you don't want that audience. I I've been doing it. I don't see that if it hasn't hindered my channel personally.
Okay.
I'm getting more phone calls. Um, and yeah, they are at least. I don't know if you've noticed on YouTube now when you search any term, they also show you shorts on
Yeah.
the. So they're searchable now, which is what I told one of the YouTube strategists that it's not like they're not searchable. So if they're searchable, I'm gonna post them.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of shorts for
yeah,
myself because the demographics of people that watch shorts just skews way younger, and I
yeah,
know who my typical audience is.
exactly.
So I can say, well, yeah, I got 2,000 views on the short, but they were 100% guys between the ages of 18 and 24. But I know that my average viewer is a woman in her 50s. So
Yeah,
I don't make shorts because it just doesn't make sense
yeah,
for my audience. But if your viewers skew your age, they're much younger,
yeah,
then go for it. If it's working for you, there's no reason not
yeah.
to do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, but
Yeah.
in terms of the kid, just to answer the question, like, yeah, I'm trying to be as consistent as I can based on the videos that I want to make. Because if I have a better idea of making a video that I know is gonna take, if it's gonna take 3 days for me to actually film the video, because it's like top 10 neighborhoods, and I got a bunch of appointments.
Right.
If I want to record that video and I look at it, I'm like, okay, that's not the video that I had in my mind. If I need to take another 3 days to finish it, I'll just take the next 3 days. I don't care if I was supposed to post on Wednesday and now I'm gonna post it on Saturday.
Okay. So
'Cause
you're going
yeah.
for quality over being a slave to the schedule.
Yes, because then I'll be frustrated about it and I'm like, whatever.
Got it. Are you
Yeah.
doing your own editing?
I used to all the way until the beginning of this year. So if you go to my channel, the last, I don't know, 8 videos, those I didn't edit myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like not doing your own editing?
Hell yeah.
I mean, it just frees up so much time, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And I've always said that your time is better spent in front of the camera because if you could make twice as many videos or 3 times as many videos because you're not doing the editing yourself, you
Yeah.
will see way more of a return on your investment doing that. rather than like, oh, I don't want to give away the control. I know what I want my video to look like, so I'm
Yeah.
going to do it myself, except that it takes me 10 times longer to do it because I'm
Yeah.
not that great of an editor. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
What
No,
about
and
thumbnails?
the first video I got edited by someone else, it took like 3, 4 times because I noticed that it was me not knowing how to explain what I want. Because they sent me the video back and I'm like, well, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. I wanted to see this. And then I went back to my instructions. I'm like, well, I didn't even mention
I
none of
didn't
that.
tell them and they can't
Yeah.
read my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I put like a Google Doc together with, hey, make sure to put this, put that. And now I love them. I just watch them and say, yes, go ahead and post it.
I know. That's pretty much
Yeah.
how I got to the point too. I was like, amazing, thank you, let's go.
Yeah.
What about your
Yeah.
thumbnails? Who makes those?
The thumbnail is the same. I have another guy who does the thumbnails. Now all of the thumbnails too, I used to make them myself on Canva.
Sure.
Trying to, now I'll tell you this though, and this is good for people because I never pay attention to that. I will have the video idea, I will film it and edit it, and last minute, I'll be like, okay, what should be the thumbnail of this
A
video?
hundred percent.
And then the title. So if that gives you some hope, I was doing that wrong for 3, 4 years and I still got business.
Love it. I love it.
But yeah, because you don't have to be perfect to get business. That's the whole point that I'm trying to make. And that's why I'm talking to you about the consistency. Yes, I didn't have the best consistency. I still got business anyways, because I was posting videos as much as I could, and the YouTube thumbnails and titles. I thought about it last minute using the keyword search though, the SEO.
Yeah,
If you're gonna do a video about houses, don't type the address of the house. No one goes on YouTube to type the address of a house.
exactly.
That's not a GPS. Like Google is not a GPS, you know? And I've seen that. I've had friends from other states who do YouTube, and then I go to their channel. I'm like, why did you put the address of the house?
Yeah, nobody's Googling 123 Peachtree Street. They don't know that the house even is on the market. That they're looking for 4-bedroom house with a pool in,
Yeah,
town. Why not put that in your title? But at
exactly.
the beginning, nobody knows this stuff. We don't know. We
Yeah,
figure it out as we go along. But I love that you said, even though you were doing everything imperfectly, and
yeah,
you may have been doing things wrong without any strategy, you feel like you
yeah,
weren't that great on camera, that you were uncomfortable at the beginning, you still got phone calls. You
yeah.
still got people that called you and hired you and completed a transaction and you got paid. So when you
Yes.
said, I don't feel like making this video today, if I paid you a $7,000, would you make this video today? Oh, that is such a great insight. I love that.
Yeah, it is. It is because even if you get 10 views, I promise you, any real estate agent who, like, if you tell them, look, it's guaranteed that this video will get 10 views, okay? You're gonna put 7 hours into it, but it's only gonna get 10 views. But by the way, out of those 7 views, 2 people are gonna call you and you're gonna close those transactions. No one will say, you know what, I don't want to make that video because
That's right.
I'd rather have 50,000 views. Like no one's gonna say that.
Yeah,
If you know you're gonna get paid, you're still gonna post that video.
that's
Whether you
right.
don't like the intro or whether maybe your hair was a little bit messed up on minute number 8 and then just post it. Post it.
What has surprised you about the type of leads that you get from YouTube versus, the leads that you were getting when you were door knocking and cold calling?
Oh, that they actually want to talk to me and they want to talk to me and it's completely the opposite. Hey Bruno, I know you're super busy and I need your help. Call me back. They want me to call them back rather than, hey, don't even call me again to this phone. Block me,
Right.
rather than when you're cold calling. But yeah, they treat me like family. I've had people who, the moment I meet them in person, the first thing they want to do is take a picture with me. The first thing they want to do.
Isn't that so
Can,
great?
can
It
my
makes you
daughter take
feel
a
like a
picture
movie
with
star.
you? Yeah, they're like, can my daughter take a picture with you? I'm like, well, that's weird, but okay, because I'm like, why? But they like it because they've been watching my videos for 6 months and now they feel like I'm they pay me lunch, all of that.
It's so different. Like
It
when
is.
you are actively chasing clients and they are either they want to haggle on what you're charging if you're the listing agent, or they want some sort of a rebate or a kickback. They need a special rebate at the closing table. They
Hmm.
are I don't know, the garage door needs to be replaced. I think you should pay for that out of your commission because you're making so much money off of this deal. Those types of people versus the people that come from YouTube and they're like, we are so grateful for you and
Yeah.
your help. We adore you.
Yeah.
Can we take you out to lunch? Would you like to come to our housewarming party and like
Yeah.
come to our barbecue? And we're going to introduce you to all of our friends and then they'll use you as well. The
Yeah.
quality of the people that you're working with is so night and day different.
Yeah. No, and the way that you talk on your video, this is something that I kind of like realized just looking back. The way you talk on your videos has a lot to do with the type of people you attract. If you are a real estate agent right now watching this and you start talking about stats and statistics and numbers and all of that, and then you start getting a bunch of calls from investor who just looking for fix and flips and hey, I'm looking for cash flow and this and that, and you're like, well, I don't really want to work with those people. Well, just watch your videos. You're talking real estate lingo that the majority of the people don't understand. So the people who are going to call you are people that already are in real estate. They want to know about the market. They want to know about rental, about cash flow, about all of that good stuff. I used to start getting phone calls from investors too, because I used to do a lot of market updates that I took down, by the way, from my YouTube channel
Mm.
because of that. Because I feel I got screwed over so many times with just wasting time basically with investors. They wanted me to do CMAs. Can you run some comps on these 7 houses? And then I would just spend 4 hours working. I'm like, what am I doing? Four
Right.
hours? No, I'm not gonna be doing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to, like you said on your book, your avatar, your target audience. Definitely.
Yep. What is important to them? If they're a first time buyer in the military moving to Savannah, they're going to be stationed at Hunter Army Airfield. They are not freaking out over the market absorption rate. They are not, that's not what they want to know. They want
Yeah.
to know, like, I had a guy that was in the Coast Guard and said, can I really afford to buy a house here? And I said, hell yeah. And he said, can I build one? Could it be new construction? I'm like, yeah, you could. So he bought a house in, uh oh, what's the name of it? It's the one in Port Wentworth, right on
Rice Hope.
no, not Rice Hope, the one on your way to Pooler on 130 Lake, Lake something. Anyway,
Forest Lake.
can't remember the name of it. Anyway, built a house, $192,000, new
Mhm.
construction. He was so excited. Brand
Yeah.
new, beautiful house, everything he wanted. It was going to take him, what, 20, 25 minutes to get to work each day. So
Yeah.
excited. He wasn't worried about like all of the statistics and stuff. He wanted to know,
Yes.
can I afford this? What can I get for that money? How much is it going to cost me? And is it a nice, safe place to live? Am I going to be
Yes.
happy there?
Yes.
Uh,
Look, people struggle with time management too. And let me give you an example with just regarding that. I used to freak out about showings because I wanted to impress these people. I'm like, oh my God, they saw me on YouTube. They think I'm super smart. So now I gotta study, because I learned all of that information that I learned on my videos. I gotta like go through it and make sure that I don't mess up. So
okay.
if we have 6 showings, I wanted to know so much about those 6 houses that I would not do anything in the morning but study those 6 houses.
Oh, okay.
And then I will go to the first showing, not even 45 seconds into it. They don't even ask a question. They're like, yeah, we don't like this one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that goes 40 minutes
Yeah.
gone of me doing research. Then we go to the next house. Yeah, we like it, but you know what? Let's go to the third one now. And I'm like, wow. So I stopped doing that too. I'm like, I'm not gonna be freaking out about being the smartest guy in the world, trying to impress people that already trust me anyways.
Right.
And I can just say, you know what? I'll get you that information in the next 10 minutes, or let me just, I don't right now. If I got 5 showings right now, I will probably go through the MLS, click through it a little bit, and in less than 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm ready, and I'll go. So yeah, for all of those agents that think you need to know everything about your market to start making videos about it, you're wrong. Just memorize it 5 minutes before shooting it and say it like you know it by heart, with all the confidence in the world.
I mean, I'm another example of that. I think I'd been in real estate for 13 years when I moved to Savannah. So I knew how to sell houses. I knew how to do CMAs and all that stuff. I didn't know anything about Savannah except that my parents live here and we'd come to visit. 10 or 15 times over the previous 10 years. So I was making videos, not like I was some great expert about this area, but I just acted like I was. I didn't tell people, hey, I just moved here 6 months ago. I just talked about the area, about why I like it and why it's great. And this is a really great neighborhood. Like, you can talk on camera and you don't have to be an expert. You just need to be confident in what you're saying.
Yeah.
And as long as you believe it yourself, like,
Yeah.
can I talk about this area? So if you're newly licensed, well, have you lived here a long time? Then you can absolutely talk
Yeah.
about that. And
Yeah.
if you are new to the area, but you've been licensed a long time, well, then just talk about real estate stuff that you know you can talk
Yeah.
about and you won't feel like a fraud. But it's
Yes.
like you said, when you're with these people, they already trust you. It's not like you're trying to convince them of anything.
Yeah.
They already
Yeah.
trust you, which is why they called you.
Yeah. They
It's so
trust you.
cool.
And now I've seen I'm a little bit picky, and that's why when you ask me the consistency question, because confidence, like to me, confidence is super important, right? And if I'm shooting a video, let's say I did the intro of whatever video I'm working on. I did the intro. If I don't look at that intro immediately to find out if I actually like how I look, and then let's say 3 days later when I'm trying to watch the video again, if I don't like that intro, I'm gonna go ahead and record it again.
Okay,
Just
gotcha.
just because I don't look confident, right? That's just me. But that's just only with confidence. That doesn't apply if the HOA was 550 and I say 540. I don't care about that. No one cares,
Right.
right? I don't care if I mispronounce a word in English, which by the way I've had that comment, right? And I'm like, oh, it's not it's not spelled like this because I put it on the text when I used to edit my videos and I
Right.
just wrote it wrong or whatever. I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna take the video down because you call me out on an R, you know?
Right. Right.
So things I don't care about those details, but if I don't look confident, I'm like,
You're going to reshoot it.
you're not selling me on whatever you just said on that video, and no one's gonna buy it because you
Okay.
don't you don't look confident. Yeah. And I've made all the mistakes of being 6 hours out there making neighborhood tours and stuff like that, come back to the house and none of the videos had audio.
You and me both.
Yeah.
I know. We all do it. You only have to make that mistake once though before you say, okay,
Yeah.
sound check. Let's play it back. Okay, we have audio. Now we can
Yeah.
record the whole thing.
Yeah.
What would you say has been your best, like your biggest YouTube win so far? Whether it's the client, the size of the transaction, or something that you were invited to do as a result of YouTube?
Well, the transactions have gone up. The price range of the homes that I sell have actually gone up too. That
Nice.
only happened after I started making videos about Forest Lake, Savannah Quarters, and Waterways, which are
Okay.
communities here. So I've got a few transactions in Waterway, a few in Savannah Quarters, a few in Forest Lakes. So my income went up because of that. But the biggest thing was a video that I made that is called Why Everyone is Leaving Savannah. I got it. It got like 50,000 views in the first week or so.
Oh my gosh.
But but the thing is, I just compile everything. I just call a bunch of agents, did some research about, hey, why is your seller selling? Some of them were family situation, financial situation, job relocation, things like that. So I made a video about why is everyone leaving Savannah, and I just talk about all the negative aspects of Savannah. Anything, any reason, could be money, etc. So anyway, I think the YouTube title and the thumbnail brought a lot of people in, got a lot of phone calls from it, a lot of leads from it, and also I got a lot of comments of people hating me, and I got a bad Google review from it
Oh,
that I could
really?
never took down. Yeah, it was a lady that said, yeah, I got like someone insulted me over the phone because of that. But I think that's the biggest win that I've had so far because I didn't want to post that video because I was a little bit afraid of it, and I
Yep.
still did it, and it was my best performing video ever.
You know, I found that the more afraid you are to post the video because you think it's going to be controversial, the more it's going to perform really, really well on your channel. And if you're going to take
Yeah,
all of the good things that happen with it, you kind of have to be prepared for the bad too. So, as
yeah,
many people that called you and they loved it and they hired you and did a transaction, there will be the few people that go and leave the
yeah,
negative Google review too. And
yeah,
like,
yeah,
really, really, you felt like you had
yeah.
to do that, but
But
you
but
can't
believe it
please
or not,
everybody.
like 99% of the phone calls, because it was only one grumpy phone calls that I got. All of the other ones were, we want to work with you because you're so honest.
Right. They love it when you just tell the truth and you
Yeah,
don't try to sugarcoat it and you don't come across as the used car salesman who's like, this car is amazing, even though it's
exactly.
terrible. And this one's even better. Like you're actually
Exactly.
saying, well, it's not always
Exactly.
great.
I think
We have,
everyone should include some negative or the downside of whatever you're talking about. There has to be a downside to it. And
yeah,
just because of that, because if you come across on your YouTube channel too salesy and oh everything is so good about this place and there's nothing negative, like
they
I
don't
mean
believe
even
you.
yeah they're not gonna buy it too much.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. So if somebody is watching this and they are not convinced yet that they should start making YouTube videos in their market, what would you tell them?
I will tell them that if they're well, first of all, ask yourself why you don't want to make them. Is it because you actually see yourself hating the process? Because if that's the case, I don't know, figure something out. But if you think you can do it and you just don't want to do it because it's overcrowded or no one's gonna care anyways, or well, I don't even know much about my market because I just moved here last year. I feel like a fraud. If all of those are reasons, you are just talking yourself out of it for no reason. I think you should just, like I said, study something, make a video about it like you know it all with all the confidence in the world, and post it. And then next week, do the same thing. Study two neighborhoods, give your opinion on it. You have to have an opinion. I don't think neutrality sells either. If you're always so neutral about something, I think people should have an opinion. Whatever you don't like about your area, talk about it on YouTube. People are gonna trust you way more about it and just post it. Post the video and ask yourself that question. If someone were to give you $7,000 or $10,000, would you post it? Yes or no? Because if the answer is no, obviously you have a problem. So don't even do YouTube. But if the answer is yes, then post it.
I love that. That
Just
is
post it.
such
Yeah.
great advice. Well, I am so excited that you shared all of your success with me. What a great story this was. Thank you so much. I wish you all of the luck in the world, and I can't wait to follow your channel now and see what else you
Yeah.
do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate it.